Hi, this is Angela Gower-Johnson from the Ultimate Dream Project. So today I'd like to talk to you about how you can use someone else's success to bring on your own success. So have you ever been looking to do something and then you were looking on the internet or you saw a news story or a magazine or a book where someone had done the almost exact thing or the exact thing that you were looking to do? And when that happened, did you have that inner dialogue and that sort of mind chatter where, you might have heard something like, oh, that person's already doing it, now there's no point in me doing it, or I'll never get to the level of success that that person has because by the time I even get something even remotely close to that going, they're going to be dominating the world or dominating, America or whatever. Well, I used to do that. I used to look at other people's success and I used to use it against me. So what this video is about is actually about looking at someone's success and using it for you. And it doesn't even have to be success in the industry that you are looking to be in. So what I mean by that is instead of making yourself small when you see how great someone has achieved something, whether they've created a product that, is selling really well, or they have a coaching system that's doing really well, or they're an affiliate and they're making, ridiculous amounts of money every month, like, I don't know, $1 million every month. Just because they're doing that doesn't mean that you can't do that. So what I would ask you to do is instead of going along the mind chatter stuff and letting your limiting beliefs speak for you in that moment, I would ask that you ask the question, what would it take for something like that to show up for me? So it's what would it take for something like that to show up for me? Or you could even ask, what would it take for something like that or better to show up for me? So that's what would it take for something like that or better to show up for me? So now what I do is I actively spend time looking at what other people are doing, at the results they're getting, at the success that they're getting. I watch programs like The X Factor and American Idol. And America's Got Talent. I love the auditions because with the auditions, the reactions that, people get from the judges, I always, ask, what would it take for something like that to show up for me? Now, I'm never going to go on the X Factor or American Idol because I can't sing. At least I can't sing yet. And it's not really a dream for me. So it's not that that's what I want. I mean, if I were to wake up tomorrow and I could sing really well, yeah, sure, I'll do it. But that's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking for that success. That is what I'm looking for that level of recognition and support. And I look at people who are doing really well, who are making like 60, 70, 100, $300,000 a month, and I ask, what would it take for something like that or even better to show up for me? So if you ask, what would it take for something like that to show up for me, or what would it take for something like that or better to show up for me, then you're sort of switching that energy around. I remember years ago, a pivotal moment for me was on Facebook when I first really started doing my coaching. And there was someone who came out with this pristine CD. And I just went, the walls came down, the barriers went up. I think it took me quite a long time to be able to get up and out of myself because I'm pretty sure she was doing like intuitive coaching sort of thing. And I was just like, I can't do this. And it was law of attraction based, and, her about me on Facebook read like my about me on Facebook. I mean, it could have been me that wrote it. So that just made me close down. And I think really soon after that, I came across this concept that I could use things like that for me instead of against me. So I would actively start looking at what people were doing on Facebook, what people were doing in the industry that I was in, and I would just ask, what would it take for something like that or better to show up for me? I know for me, one of my biggest struggles and obstacles was creating products. But once I started asking that question, it was amazing. It was like magic, because then everything started falling into place. It was like boom, boom, boom. Creating a product was so easy. So now I know that creating products are really easy. And if you don't believe that, I would have you ask, what would it take for something like that to show up for me? You know, what would it take for you to have some of what I have, with the believing that creating a product is just frigging phenomenal? I mean, basically, this is what you do. You literally just do what you love to do. You ask yourself, what fun can I be here? So creating a product is really, really simple. So let me give you one inside tip on creating a product. The first thing you need to do is to look at what is fun and easy for you. This is not about reinventing the wheel. So I will talk about that a bit more in another video. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to go and actively look at the success of people that are either in the same industry as you or in a totally different industry. I mean, if you are doing network marketing and, you know, that's just a bit of a sticky subject for you, then maybe look at someone you like maybe there's a musician or a singer that you really like and they have success, because I'm assuming if they have an album, they've got some level of success. If you've got them on your MP3 player and you're listening to them, they've got to have a level of success. And just ask, what would it take for something like that to show up for me? So that's the little home play that I'd like you to do, is just to do that. And see if you can, instead of making yourself smaller because of someone's success, make yourself so much bigger and look at their success as a way of them opening the door to you having more of that. So what would it take for something like that, or even better, to show up for you? Have a wonderful day. Bye.